Have you ever watched a movie and just been utterly baffled at its existence? Like, why was this movie made? Who was it for? How did someone finish writing this and think, oh yeah, that's a good movie? Well, let me tell you about one such movie. When I saw the thumbnail for Wish Upon's trailer, it looked like just your standard bullshit horror movie that they release 50 of per year. And I was very wrong, because Wish Upon is a very special movie. I went into it with no expectations and it quickly became my favorite comedy of 2017. Step aside, Jumanji. It's a movie that's very dear to my heart because of how hilariously incompetent it is. Every line, event, and creative decision in this movie just left me lost and confused, and yet I was thoroughly entertained. Like, even starting with the poster. Who is this? I know it's supposed to be her, but it's clearly not. Their hair isn't even the same color. I like this poster even better though. This is just, mwah. It's beautiful. This just screams quality product to me. The trailer is edited with all of these bits in it. I think they even have a GTA Wasted sound effect in there. These horror trailer edits are always so silly. The screen flashing black isn't scary, it just feels like you're blinking really fast. I guess having an epileptic fit is kinda scary. But yeah, it always feels like they didn't have anything actually scary to show, so they've just gotta bombard your senses with sounds and flashing to make you feel like maybe among that you saw something scary. Anyway, let's talk about the actual film. It's about a girl who gets a wish box and how it messes her life up more than it makes it better. Simple concept, right? Well, now imagine that, but with horrendously unlikable characters, awful performances, garbage cinematography, a poorly thought out plot, mountains of over-explaining simple concepts, and the most ridiculous teen talk dialogue, and you have yourself Wish Upon. It's directed by John Leonetti, the acclaimed director of Annabelle, The Butterfly Effect 2, and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Never give up hope.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good movie. But more important than that is the writer, because not only is the plot dumb as fuck and contrived to heck, but every single line in this movie manages to be so stupid or ridiculous that you'll need a few seconds to wrap your head around what was just said. Like, there will be many times where you'll need to rewind to check that they actually said what you thought they said. This will become more obvious later. I'll just start and you'll see what I mean. We open up on just the best day ever. The sun is shining, and this little girl is going for a bike ride with her doll and her puppy. And this scene has it all. Camera angles that make your eyes bleed, weird cuts, child actors looking at the camera, and amazing acting from the rest.
Mrs. Luca, they hatched!
That is so great, sweetie.
Climax!
On a scale of 1 to 10, how convinced are you that they're actually looking at each other? Because I'm feeling a solid -4. And then her mom kills herself. You see what I mean? This is a good movie. So overall, we're off to a great start. That first scene gets a 10 out of 10. Cut to 10 years later, and we're with the now teenage girl in the same house. And you know it's the same house because the bike is still there. That bike that was left there 10 years ago has just never been moved since. And that's the director's genius way of letting you know that this isn't a different yet totally identical house.
You look so nice. Bye.
Bye, Mrs. DeLuca.
Nice, very natural. I like it. So this is our main character. She's pretty irritating and a bit of a road hazard. But sure, it's probably just because of her mom committing sauce on the side, so she's not doing so well. Neither is her dad, who is now a garbage picker.
You promised that you wouldn't do this at my school.
We're not at your school. We're across the street from your school.
It is unclear whether he's always been like this or if he just started doing this after the wife took a permanent vacation. So next we meet her only two friends. We've got a Barb and Black Barb. I'm sure these characters have real names, but I do not remember. Black Barb is busy playing this hip new game that's just Pokemon Go, but way cooler.
What is she doing?
It's called Monster Mutant Slayer.
If I kill Lurch and Louisa and hack that Perry, I level up to Mutant Killer. And if I get Malfoy and Molly, I'm a Monster Mutant Master Man. I know, awesome? Yes.
So, one of the first big things that will stand out to you is how weird all the dialogue is. It's just very...
Dude, come on.
He'll take a tit pic, and so will I.
Go fund this.
odd. Like this part.
My bad.
Seriously, bird ass?
Recycle first.
Bird ass? Recycle first? What? What does that mean? This entire next scene shows it pretty well too, where she stands up to that bitch Darcy.
Yeah, what's funny is that you're smegma. But like, ultimate smegma.
Actually, you know what? I was wrong. This is totally how teenagers talk. The only thing that would make this more realistic is if she read out the Wikipedia definition of smegma out loud.
A malodorous, opaque, white or yellow substance.
Oh good, good. Now it's super realistic. Like this video if this is relatable to you. If you've ever totally owned your high school bully by reading out definitions of genital secretions, then smash that subscribe.
It's found beneath the foreskin and glands of the penis and
Oh my God,
males, and in the
she's
folds
still
of
going.
skin surrounding the clitoris in females.
So there's clearly a scene written by someone in their 50s trying to emulate how teenagers talk and act. And apparently part of their understanding of teenagers is not just that they tell each other to recycle and call each other ultimate smegma, but that they will read out the Wikipedia definition of their insults towards each other. But yeah, I was being sarcastic when I said it was realistic. I mean, come on. Calling people smegma? What year is it? 1910? Wait, what? Did she just say drop her like a red-headed baby fresh out the vagina? What the fuck? Who wrote that? What does that mean? I don't understand. This is what I'm talking about. Why was that put into the film? Who told you to say that? Did nobody question this? This is literally within the first 10 minutes of the movie and it's already so confusing. Like it feels like this film takes place in an ever so slightly different dimension where human interaction is a strange morphed version of what it's like here. And the beginning is really just a collection of incredibly short scenes that are super on the nose with their narrow function, and then they just deliver the same message later through exposition. Like, we have this short scene where all she does is stare at this boy in class, like that's the whole scene, and then there's a scene after the fight where her neighbor is consoling her and is like, you know what you need? A nice boyfriend. Which is A, obviously just for the script to get their girl to say how she likes this boy, which we already know.
So what's his or her name?
Paul.
And B, totally irrelevant. Her problem was getting beaten up. How would having a nice boyfriend solve that? The beginning is also just full of things that I don't even know why they were included, like this. So apparently despite the fact that her dad does barely anything all day, the daughter still gets the shopping. And when she gives it to her dad, he responds with,
Man, you got the green stuff.
"You got the green stuff?" What age is he meant to be? 5?
Oh, you got the green stuff. Mom doesn't make me eat the green stuff. She lets me eat the Doritos.
So this is the scene where she actually gets given the box and she reads that it says 7 wishes on it, only in Chinese, so it's extra mysterious. Which means that now it's time for the first wish. It's that one from the trailer, if you've seen it. She demonstrates her razor sharp focus in coming up with a concise wish.
I wish that Darcy Chapman would just, I don't know, but just like go rot.
Sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way.
And they show this in the trailer too. Darcy wakes up, all of her friends are sleeping over for some reason, and her skin's literally rotting. What the trailer doesn't show is the magical moment directly after.
Darcy? Darcy! Oh! Ah! Oh! God!
Necrotizing fasciitis.
So her friend walks into the room, phone already in hand, as he always does for some reason, sees his friend decomposing in front of him, and takes a photo to immediately post to Instagram. Or no, wait. Picks a post. And look at the lighting on the picture. It's so clearly not the same room. It so clearly wasn't taken on a phone. I see this so much in movies where they show footage that's meant to be from a phone, and they've clearly just taken the footage on a professional camera and then cropped it and put it onto a phone. Like, just take it with the phone. You all have phones. There's nothing stopping you. You're going out of your way, using more money and effort to make it less convincing.
She might lose her toes, part of her leg, and part of her face.
How sweet is that?
Oh, she's rotting.
Yeah.
Apparently karma is a bigger bitch than Darcy.
However, it saddens me to say that on her usual routine of crawling around under her house, she found that her dog is now filled with rats. This is very devastating, as replacing the organs of a dog with rats actually breaks the dog. It doesn't work anymore, and they'll probably have to throw it in the trash. Did you know that her mom gave her that dog?
Mom gave him to me.
Her mom gave her that dog.
Mom gave him to me.
Don't know why she's telling that to her dad, who definitely knows where she got the dog from. They've had it for like 10 years.
Mom gave him to me.
Maybe the dad has a degenerative brain disorder, and that's why he has the mental capacity of a 5-year-old.
And you got the green stuff.
Anyway, yeah, so the gimmick is just you get to wish whatever you want, but someone or something that you know will die, which is just a lazier and less creative version of the monkey's paw. So that's the point where most people would either stop making wishes or only make really good, important wishes, considering there's a life in the balance.
I wish that Paul Middlebrook would fall madly in love with me.
But our main character is a moron, so now her uncle dies, and this is where you start seeing how clueless and unaware this movie is. Everything in this movie that's supposed to be scary ends up being unintentionally hilarious. He's just getting into his bathtub that's directly in the center of a giant marble room, and while he's standing upright in it, as you do in baths, he slips and bashes his head. But it doesn't finish there. He then wakes up and bashes his face into the tap for good measure, making this a lot funnier than I think they intended. Also, this dumb bitch could get the love of a fucking 25-year-old man that goes to high school for some reason. How many years were you held back, sir? She decides to make the most out of an old man's death by wishing that he would leave everything to her in his will. Yeah, that'll solve everything.
I'm so happy for you.
Come visit or you'll hurt my feelings.
God, you are so fucking dead. So now they've got a new house, and her dad buys her a car even though she hasn't mastered cycling yet, and she's going shopping with her friends.
Call the girls.
This montage includes slow motion walking, slow motion throwing clothes. Yeah, that's a really relatable thing. Oh, girls love doing that. They love throwing clothes. Haha, oh my god, did you see how I threw those clothes? I know, right? You're so wild. Then they take more selfies that, again, obviously weren't taken on a phone. Come on! They're buying clothes, they're buying makeup, they're buying food, people are dying. And now it's time for the next person to die. Of course it was gonna be the neighbor. She doesn't do anything except stand there like, hi there, I'm kindly. And her death scene goes on forever. Just ages of her putting her hand in the garbage disposal, then leaning really close to the switch, then nothing happening, over and over and over and over again. It just keeps going and going, and you're just waiting for something to happen. It's another movie that thinks that if you just take ages to do something that's really obvious, that it'll build tension. It doesn't. It's just boring and predictable. Stop it. Speaking of predictable, I wonder how she's going to die. You know that it's going to be her hair. She keeps deliberately flicking it around to the front for no reason. What's funny is the trailer knew how fucking dumb this scene was because they made it look like she was looking into the drain and then bumps into the switch with her hip. But in the actual movie, she dangles her hair into the drain and then turns it on with her hand. Why? I'm not even gonna get into the whole fact that it would sooner rip the hair out of her head than it would tear her scalp off or break her neck, which it does. It breaks her neck somehow. But the best part about these scenes is how they tease a more complicated death or something more interesting and then just go for the most vanilla one possible. They kept showing that the pot was boiling over and had extinguished its flame, but then she just turns it off and goes back and sticks her fucking head down the drain. It's like dangling a PS4 in front of someone and then giving them a fucking ouya. There's a future scene that encapsulates this sentiment a lot better, so I'll continue this later. Right now, what they want you to take away from this is that the box will start playing music and then it stops when the person is dead. Alright. Meanwhile, these two are looking at some of Mom's old paintings.
Some of these are so happy.
So was she, until she wasn't.
Do you think I'm like her?
Of course you are. No, sweetie, no.
Oh, that is so good. That's so good. Excellent. Ever had that bonding moment with your parents where they tell you that you'll probably kill yourself? I know I have. Hey, what should happen next in the movie? I don't know, maybe a 20-second scene where the dad just plays saxophone in the middle of the night? Oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Just fucking shove it in there between the scene where they talk about suicide and the scene where a mysterious man is stalking the girl. I just realized I don't remember her name. Claire. So now Discount Hemsworth brother is breaking up with his girlfriend so he can ask out Claire. She's real tactful though, and she doesn't accept it just yet. She wants to play hard to get, you know? It's at this point she decides that she wants to know what the box says on it exactly. So she goes with this lad to see his sister who should be able to translate it for her. This guy starts going on about how years ago she farted and blamed it on him and he got called McFarts because of it.
First grade sharing circle. You farted.
I did not fart.
You farted and you blamed it on me and everyone called me McFarts until like the 6th grade.
And now it's just super obvious that they're pinning this guy as the new love interest.
But maybe in the multiverse, it never happened.
Or it did happen, and you farted, blamed it on me, and I got called McFarts.
Wait, you dig on multiverses?
I just had a violent physical reaction to that line. I mean, this is totally how kids talk though. They dig on multiverses, they snap the chats, they Pokemon go to the polls. So the sister lives in this very trendy loft that you have to get this big elevator up to and all that, which is just the perfect place for some excessive non-stop exposition.
This is all so interesting. I'm so interested right now.
Alright, this scene is super boring and all we learn is that if you give the box up or throw it away, you lose all your wishes. And also that part of the box says...
When the music ends, something happens.
I mean, it probably just says, when the music stops, someone fucking dies, right? Sure, whatever. Now, despite the fact that they live in a mansion and have all the money they could possibly want, her dad still goes garbage picking in the same clothes as before and with the same scraggly fake beard. He just can't help it. He just loves rummaging around in literal trash so much that even the fact that he's set for life doesn't stop him. What's even dumber though is that even though it's now been confirmed several times that someone dies when you wish for something, her next wish is that her dad would stop being so embarrassing.
I wish that my dad would just stop being so embarrassing.
I just want to stress this a little harder. She sacrifices a person because she wants her dad to stop being embarrassing. This is our main character. This is who we're meant to sympathize with. So this movie's version of her dad being less embarrassing is that his beard is now partially shaved, only partially because he still has the stubble, gotta look rugged, you know? And he's suddenly got some jazz musician friends and he's just playing saxophone seductively to her friends.
Your dad is like serious hot sauce. Like sriracha hot.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. This is a good scene. This is a really good scene. This will definitely be worth someone dying for. This scene gets a 14 sriracha hot sauce bottles out of 10 from me. So who's dying? Probably the Chinese girl.
Mike, you are one prompt bastard.
Oh, well, that's messed up.
Ah, yeah, here we go.
Yo,
Ryan, leave a message.
Hey, it's Gina. I got that translation for you, and it's messed up.
Oh, fuck yes, she's getting struck by lightning. She is getting struck by lightning. Oh, she's getting struck by lightning, and then she's going over the edge. Yes, come on, just give it to me. Fuck yes. Oh. Oh, I thought that was locked. Oh. I was really excited. I thought those doors lock when they close. I mean, otherwise anyone could just walk into your house through that door. So here's the thing, if you're gonna make a movie like this, you gotta go full Final Destination with it. Why would you tease us with significantly cooler deaths like blowing up or getting struck by lightning or falling down a fire escape just to blue ball us with her tripping and falling? Although it does kind of add to the entertainment value of the movie, the deaths are so anticlimactic that the sheer naffness of them becomes part of the comedy. The skill at which they avoid every other possible cooler death for the most boring one. Come to think of it, this is a movie Adam Wingard would have loved to make. Oh, and yeah, I was right. The brother finds her body because he just walks up the stairs and into her apartment. That's why those doors are meant to lock automatically.
That phrase Gina couldn't quite translate. It says, when the music ends, the blood price is paid.
Yeah, no, I figured it was something like that. I don't know why they acted like this was revealed to the audience. I mean, we've been watching it happen. We know what's going on. How dumb do you think we are? Like, do you think there are people in the audience that are like,
oh my god, do you think the box has something to do with all the people that keep dying?
So now her friends are pissed at her because she sits with the cool kids. Only the cool kids are also pissed at her, so she's just sitting with discount Hemsworth brother.
The hate is gonna hate.
God, I'm so convinced he's a teenager. The dialogue is so natural and relatable. Is he a teenager? I better check online. Nope, he's definitely a 25-year-old man. Could have fooled me. So at this point, we're like halfway through the movie. She's been confronted by Chinese boy about how the box kills people, such as his sister. You think she'd feel so bad that she wouldn't use the box again because people are dying. She's known that it's killed people since like the second wish, and now other people know that the box kills people too. She can't even pretend that she doesn't know what the box is doing. She's hardly going to make another wish unless it was something seriously important.
I wish that I was the most popular girl in school.
Stop! So now she's super popular and she's heading out to a party, and we get another fucking montage sent to upbeat music as if she hasn't just condemned another random soul to perish in oblivion. So now everyone's just like clapping and they all love her. Even these two love her, so I guess the wish worked well. Also, I love watching discount Hemsworth guy in this. He's smiling in every single shot he's in. He just looks like he's having a great time. He's just happy to be there. I love him.
What?
Nothing. I was just trying to think of something dope to say before I kissed you.
Actually, you know what? Fuck off. That night she has another visit from a weird hooded man.
Hello? Hello?
Claire.
Yawn. He sure ran that distance really fast. If you give us a wide shot showing that there's nothing behind her going all the way back to the house, then you can't instantly have a jump scare of the dad walking up behind her. Are we supposed to believe he came out and somehow ran that distance without making a sound in exactly 1 second? Fuck off, this is lazy as shit.
I think that someone's following me.
What? Since when?
Since I got the music box.
No, it wasn't. It was since you moved into the new house. Pay attention. Man, it must be pretty cold outside if the dad spontaneously grew back the beard he just shaved off. This fucking movie. Was anyone trying? This event has shaken her to her core, so she hides the box in event. It's weird that this is the thing that freaked her out and not all the people dying? No? Oh hey, that was actually really well pulled off. If only they'd tried that hard with the rest of the movie. So she decides to go to her friends for help, and I guess the movie completely forgot that she wished to be the most popular girl at school because they both still hate her.
Seriously, I don't get it. Why is everyone so into you lately? You're not that special. Truth.
Why does that wish have no effect on them? If it was able to turn her former bullies into people that love her, and it was able to turn the girl whose boyfriend she stole into someone who loves her, then why doesn't it work on them? Am I complaining about a plot hole and wish upon?
I don't know what's going on, and I don't know what to do.
What? But you do know what's going on. It's been explained in depth by the box and your friend. You get 7 wishes. Someone dies every time you make a wish. I don't know which part you're confused about.
You want to know what I think, Claire?
Yeah.
I think you're a selfish bowl of bitch sauce.
Oh man. Man, that's really good. That's how the teens talk. That's a good one.
And you didn't wish for anything for me in June.
Nothing. We're your best friends. Come on.
Guys, are you serious? Do you think that if I believed this from the very beginning, that I wouldn't have wished for my mom to, or you guys?
Oh, you would have wished that your mom hadn't committed extra spicy suicide sauce? If only you knew that the box actually worked. If only your first wish had been something bizarrely specific, like having a specific person literally rot, and then that coming true the very next day. Then that would have been such a clear sign that the box worked. If only. It's weird that you say the mother thing is what you would have wished for, as if you haven't made 4 useless, narrow wishes since, such as having a boy you don't know fall in love with you, being the most popular girl in school, or having your dad be less embarrassing. This girl is so unlikable, it's insane. Like, even someone who gets unlimited power and abuses it is more endearing than a character who uses it for popularity, and then claims that she totally would have wished that her mom was still alive, and yet has wishes left and still hasn't done it. Gotta love it when the writer uses the fact that the character is a teenager to write them as the dumbest person on the planet. Like, she's meant to be 17, she has to have some sort of common sense at this point. She's a road hazard, a whiny vindictive bitch, doesn't even stop what she's doing when confronted with the fact that she's killing people, and then lies about it to justify it. But my mom, please feel sorry for me even though I've known the box was real since like at least the 3rd wish.
I don't think that I should be wishing anymore.
A fucking duh.
I think you should just throw it away.
Actually, there's a really obvious solution to all this. I know you've all probably thought of the solution to this too, because it's very obvious. Throwing it away just means that there's the possibility of someone else getting the box, getting 7 more wishes, and killing more people. The most responsible thing to do would be to keep it stored away and never use it again. The solution is actually so obvious, it's incredible that no one in the long fucking history of this box has ever thought to do this. It seems like it's the common thing to just throw it in the bin and wait for someone else to pick it up. And don't you fucking dare use the "oh, but they're teenagers" response. She's meant to be 17 and is somehow this stupid. My teenage brother watched this film and immediately thought the same thing. Here, fuck it, let's just get back to making fun of this stupid movie.
Aren't you a bad person if you keep it?
Yeah, by bad person, June means psycho bitch.
Psycho bitch, is that right?
You know, I heard they had to amputate a few of her toes.
Sweet.
Guys, we shouldn't be happy about this.
Claire, I never said I was happy. I'm freaking ecstatic, man. Almost like being here. Now she's at the ICU. She might lose her toes, part of her leg, and part of her face.
How sweet is that?
All these characters are so stupid, Jesus. They are all so irritating that the fact that the film thought we would care about them is comedy. She goes to put the box in the bin, which of course would be the best place to put it. They don't even try to burn it or throw it in a river or anything. Their go-to disposal method is just putting it in the trash can outside the front of her house. But she doesn't go through with it because she gets distracted by her dad playing sax. She's just like, everything I've worked for, I can't throw the box away, I'll miss those sweet sax tunes too much. Fucking hell. So now she's at this weird event hunt thing where they get clues sent to their phone and they have to find a thing. It doesn't matter. But first she goes off to get all smoochy with Hemsworth bro. That's when it's revealed that he's the one who's been spying on her.
You've been spying on me.
Well, yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Are you mad?
Yes, I'm mad.
You're smoking when you're mad.
Are you mad? You're smoking when... Oh my god. Oh my god, I love this movie. This scene gets a 17.38 out of 10. It's fucking incredible. So you may remember that no one's died yet as a result of her popularity wish. For some reason, this one's just taken days to seek its blood price because the plot required it, I guess. All the other ones did it like within a day, usually very soon after the wish was made. Anyway, the music starts playing now, which is a very weird time for it to start because nobody dies for a while. The movie sets up a whole load of silly death scenarios, and again, avoids every single one of them and opts for the most vanilla one possible. Like first we get this burning totem pole. I'm like, aw shit, someone's getting fucking fried or crushed or impaled, but it just falls over and it doesn't hit anyone.
Hey, what happened? Oh, Junebug almost just got barbecued and I saved her.
Barbecued. That's the other role that she played. Then they set up that the dad has a flat tire at the side of a dark road, and there's potential here for something good. Then they show you an elevator, and you're just kind of like, I sure hope the death isn't just someone is in an elevator and it falls, and we don't even see it hit the ground, we just hear it. Wouldn't that be a waste? Anyway, Black Barb has to go up to the 26th floor because malformed Molly from Monster Mutant Madness to make her the Monster Mutant Pokemon Go clone master is here.
Are you kidding me?
What? Don't hate. Don't hate.
Meanwhile, Claire comes clean to Barb.
The box, I still have it. I couldn't throw it away.
That's messed up, Claire.
I know. I tried, I couldn't do it.
What was her direction here? Please act as bored as possible. Hey Barb, I'm gonna have to ask you to act as bored as possible here. Act as though the thought of your friend knowingly keeping the box that kills people is like the least interesting shit on the planet.
That's messed up, Claire.
That is some quality acting. She seems like she's about to fall asleep. So, two scenes play side by side here. In one of them, Black Barb is stuck in the elevator and you know how that's probably gonna end. But the other one is the funnier one. The dad is desperately trying to change his tire at the side of a dark road, during which time he gets so many death scenarios thrown at him. Like first these racing cars somehow sneak up on him. Like, how do you not notice them approaching? I love it when movies pretend that nothing makes any noise until it's actually in frame. Then he knocks a bolt to the opposite side of the car, and instead of standing up, walking around, and picking it up, he decides to crawl his entire body under the car to try to reach it.
Why? 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 Go around. Stand up. Go around. It's on me. Why?
Oh my fucking god, imagine if that's how he had died. It honestly would have elevated the movie so much. Overall though, a great scene. Great scene. But yeah, meanwhile, Black Barb dies. And it's a great catalyst for some real emotional acting.
This
entire fault.
Perfect. First take, first try. Nailed it. Did it. That was fantastic. This acting gets a 7 out of 2. I'm fucking crying. If you don't cry at this, you're a monster with no heart, because this is real and it's emotional.
And now she's gone because of you!
Hey, were you absolutely riveted when they gave us that non-stop exposition earlier? Well, tough shit, because here's another one.
Oh my god, this is even more interesting. I care even more about this one. Holy shit.
The only thing we learn here is that after your 7th wish, you die. That's all. The film spends so much time over-explaining the simplest concepts. Like, come on. Box gives you 7 wishes. Someone die for every wish. If you give up, you lose wishes. If you use up wishes, you die. How many lengthy exposition scenes do you really need to tell that information?
How many wishes have you made?
I made 5 wishes.
Jesus, Claire, what the hell is wrong with you?
I know, right?
People are dead, Claire, and you can't just wish that away. You can't take that back.
I know, and I said I was sorry.
I mean, come on. I said I was sorry. I've only killed 4 people and a dog. Jeez, why can't you just forgive me? What more do you want me to do? Stop killing people? So now they finally try actually destroying the box, but nothing works, so she puts it back in the vents. The thing is, the house she's staying in seems to have atrocious security, because not only does the boyfriend break in and open up some arteries in her room, but the box also gets stolen from her vent. But now the box is gone and all of her wishes are coming undone. They lose the house, her dad's embarrassing again, and everyone hates her.
Recycle first.
Again? Is that just like her catchphrase? She just does things around the school and goes, recycle first. Like, I get that she's probably referencing this sign, but why is she saying it like it's some sort of zinger? Why is she saying it like, oh, gotcha, recycle first? Like, oh yeah, you really got me. You quoted a nearby sign. Well done. The film also completely forgot that this guy cut himself open in the last scene because he's doing fine now. Back in school the fucking day after trying to off yourself after breaking and entering. Shouldn't he be in hospital or in jail or both?
You stole it?
How the fuck did Barb steal the box? How did she get inside the house? How did she know where the box was? What? Did she do this before Hemsbro did his little performance? Or did she do it while he was getting taken away? How do you manage to sneak into a house that's completely surrounded by law enforcement like that? Is she fucking Sam Fisher? What is happening? How did the movie think that this was a reasonable thing to happen? Could they really not come up with a slightly less ridiculous way of Barb getting the box? The only idea they had was that Barb would break into her house on the same night as a different, totally unrelated intruder and steal the box from inside her vents. This movie is fucking incredible.
Give it back. Right now. After everything that's happened? Yes, June! What's wrong with you? No!
Claire?
Go away!
I thought we were done with this!
I'm not ready yet. I have 2 wishes left, and if you do not go away, I will use one on you, and I swear I'll use it on you!
What?
I have 2 wishes left. I have 2 wishes left. 2 wishes.
Well, you really only have 1 wish left, because if you make 2, then you'll die, so the movie literally just told us that to you. So this is your last wish. Make it a good one.
I wish my mother never committed suicide.
That wasn't a good one. So now the mother's back and everything is wonderful, but then there's a big reveal. The mother killed herself because she had the box. What a twist. Only no, it's not a twist, because I forgot to mention they actually show that at the start in the first scene. Would have made more sense to save that information for later, but sure, kind of takes the sting out of it.
No.
Yeah, right there's good. Yeah. Think something?
No. Dad! Dad! Dad!
Yet another great scene. They're just fucking, they're knocking it out of the park. Every single scene is just perfect. I love it. It's amazing. It's so good. So now she uses her final wish to go back to the morning her dad found the box so she could stop him from finding it. And we already know at this point that she's gonna die. She's been told that she'll die after her 7th wish, so this movie really thinks that you're so dumb that you'd forget that already. But this is the one death that actually pays off. This is the best death scene in the film. This death scene really ties it all together and makes it all worth it. Puts a little nice bow on top of this bizarre, terrible movie. So after getting to the box before her dad does and giving it to Asian boy to bury it.
Hold on, you dig on multiverses?
She gives him a big ol' kiss. And then...
I'll see you around.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time. And who can say if your love goes as your heart chose, only time.
7 billion out of 5. Best death scene, best movie, absolutely perfect, kill me. Wish Upon is a truly magical movie in every way. I do genuinely recommend this movie because it's amazing. Like, the anticlimactic deaths are definitely a big part of its entertainment value, but even more than that is the fact that no one seemed to be trying, or if they were, that everyone was so collectively incompetent. How lazy the writing was is one thing, but the laziness on set seems to be on a totally different level. Like, you couldn't have redone the shot to make sure your shadows weren't in frame. You couldn't have put that tiny amount of effort in to keep continuity on which side of her face the rot was on, or remembering whether or not the dad is meant to have a beard. You just didn't feel like taking the time to fill this bag with something even remotely resembling the shape of vegetables so that it wasn't incredibly obvious she was handing him a never used bag with some tea towels in it. Come on. The writing is the other big part of how funny the film is. I love a movie where the more you think about it, the less sense it makes. The direction the story takes is just so dumb, and it's hilarious when you get to the parts where they obviously didn't even try. Like how the sister died, or when they thought no one would question how Barb broke in and stole the box. And then there's the dialogue, like the actual lines coming out of their mouths. Things like selfish bowl of bitch sauce, and ultimate smegma, and recycle first, paired with the terrible acting, make it such a joy to watch. There's more ridiculous lines in there, but I left them out so you can enjoy watching the movie yourself. Oh, I almost forgot, drop her like a red-headed baby fresh out the vagina. What a line. Whoever's responsible for that line, please come forward, email me, DM me on Twitter. I just want to talk. I have so many questions. Like, it's clearly a middle-aged person who I'm guessing has kids and thinks they understand how teenagers act based on little snippets that they've noticed from them, which results in things that are either outdated or totally off base. Like text messages in which every single word is abbreviated, including names, and it's also in all caps, with font like half an inch in height for old people eyes to be able to see. I didn't know whether this writer was trying something new with writing teenage characters and ended up just out of their depth, or if it was something they actually thought they were really good at. So I looked up another movie by the same writer called Triple Dog, and it also looks...
Don't do it! I didn't tell her to do it! It's a game. It's supposed to be fun. No!
really good. And from the look of their other movie, Viral, I've noticed a little trend. All of these movies are horror thrillers centered around teenage girls, and use the fact that they're teenagers to write them as unbelievable morons, and treat the audience like they're idiots that will forget any information 5 minutes after they see it.
Hi, Dad.
Girls, I can't get back into town. They've closed all the roads. This thing is serious. The whole county's under quarantine.
What's going on? Where are you?
Listen to me very carefully. Lock every window and every door in that house. Do you understand?
Dad?
There's a party tonight.
We can't leave the house.
We're alone, Emma. We can do whatever we want.
Who cares about dangerous zombie viruses? There's a party tonight. I'm a teenager, so all I think about is shit like boys, cell phones, driver's license, boys, friends, parties. boys. Outside of that, I don't really think at all. Haha, relate to me. The writing is so lazy, it's its own form of comedy. Though I'd actually like to take a moment to appreciate this writer. I'm thankful that being out of touch with the kids only resulted in hilariously cringy dialogue and not clueless statements about social media or the internet in general. I mean, often when you get a middle-aged person writing about teenagers in high school, it ends up being about how
the internet is bad. If you go on it, someone will bully you and then you'll kill yourself. There's no law on the internet.
It's like Mad Max in the virtual world.
It's every man for themselves. You'll either die or get abducted within a week.
Or they'll go the whole,
hey guys, did you know that social media was invented to bring us closer, but it actually drove us further apart? If you're an intellectual like me, you'll notice that no one talks face to face anymore because they're all looking at their phones. I'm the only one who's noticed this, and I haven't really thought about it far enough to realize how fucking stupid I'm being. Social media is bad, and that's the only message of my film. Don't forget to post about this movie on Facebook and Instagram.
It's honestly kind of refreshing to see it just result in comedy.
Your dad is like serious hot sauce. Like sriracha hot.
Ah, yeah, that's some good shit. That's some good shit right there. So honestly, I don't want to shit on them too much. It's all harmless. It's not like Cyberbully or Megan is Missing, where it's relaying some misleading or potentially dangerous information. It's just...
Are you mad?
Yes, I'm mad.
You're smoking when you're mad.
Well, I think I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, recycle first.